Alright, hello everyone. Doing some evening streaming here. Figured I wanted to get another stream in, and I had a couple of requests on my last stream to play some Shadow, so we're gonna do that today. This is just a very, very normal Death Shadow deck, as opposed to the Ethereal Forager list. This is a lot more aggressive. This has Delver in it, Go Mega Angler, which I really like the aggressive angle more. So that's what we're gonna run through a league today. I don't know how many more matches I'm gonna get after that. Maybe we'll do a little bit of Delver tuning for the showcase tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure what I'm playing yet. I'm not playing Shadow, but there are a lot of cool Delver decks right now, so maybe we'll do that if that's something people are interested in. But I figure let's just fire right in. Yeah, this is like really quite the stock deck list. I've had people comment on Dismember over Snuff Out, but Dog Confidant has picked up a lot more in popularity, and I really don't want to be caught my pants down against that. Although Snuff Out's better against OO, of course, but yeah, it is super clean. Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll just pull it up over here. Yeah, I'm just trying out a bunch of different things. I'm not sure what's good. Like, I like Liliana. I think I like the Court of Cunning. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know how many like hinted dogs I want, but I'm just trying a bunch of different things. All right. Ooh. Okay, they mulled to 6, and this is fine. Yeah. It's good against a multi-6. Hand's not perfect. I mean, this hand kind of hopes Wasteland's good, which might not be. Certainly not great against a Swift Spear, but because we drew the Shadow, we're probably okay in this matchup. I'm probably... It's 1 damage. Am I supposed to Thoughtseize? And if so, am I supposed to Shock? Am I supposed to Fatal Push? I kind of want to Thoughtseize. So Fetch Shock, 16, Thoughtseize, 14. I'm going to... So... I'm not going to Shock. I don't think there's a... I don't think I need to race to the Shadow right now. So I am just going to Thoughtseize, though. I'll let them deal me some damage. Bolt, Eidolon, Price. Okay, so they're probably just going to Bolt and attack. I'm going to take the Eidolon. I'm not super concerned with the rest of it, because I am going to Fatal Push this Swift Speed next turn. Yeah, I mean, Legacy's really good right now, so... Okay, so this is going to put me to 13, 10, 7. And then I can just blank there. Yeah, this is fine. I don't think I need to interact with any of this. No, going to 7 is totally fine. They only have 1 card in hand. So hopefully we draw like a land. That's a little awkward. That might end up with our life total getting a little bit too low here. I'm just going to go Wasteland plus Death Shadow. I think this is pretty reasonable. If they cast Price, I'm just going to Wasteland my Wasteland. I don't need to Wasteland the Underground Sea, I don't think, but... I will, I'm going to push the Swift Spear and get in. price. Well, they're doing it now. It kind of makes me want to just force a negation it. Kind of just makes me want to force a negation it. Yeah, that seems reasonable. It's only 2 damage, but... like, they're going to be on a pretty fast clock here. That's not bad. I don't want to go to 5. Let's just attack and see what they do. I'm going to hold up Fatal Push. I don't really want to cycle this Street Wraith, basically, ever. I know it's, like, pretty tempting. We could get the Gurmag Angler down this turn, but 5 feels a little risky here. Right now, they need Bolt plus Push, Chain Lightning. Okay, so we're going to be dead to... not Bolt plus Push. We're going to be dead to Fire Blast. But that's probably fine. Definitely going to push. So we're dead to Double Burn Spell. We're dead to Fire Blast. I'm going to start by casting Brainstorm. These cards are horrible. So what we're going to do is put back 2 of these Shock Lands. We're going to attack for 9. And then we'll put them to 5. Then we're going to Wasteland our Underground Sea, play this Underground Sea, and cast Gurmag Angler. Now we have 2 lethal threats. They need to have 2 cheap burn spells. If they have Eidolon's fine, because they're dead. Okay, nice. I mean, pretty precise. I don't know what else they had, but definitely really close. There's not too much to board in against this deck. You know, you want your interaction. Hymn to Dark plus the Storm seems good. Fatal Push. I don't really... Liliana's Triumph seems way too slow. I definitely don't want Dismember, and I don't really want Street Wraith, so... I have more to take out than I want. To bring in. So maybe Triumph is better. So let's just say I start doing this. So... Brazen Ball is also not that good. Plague Engineer doesn't do much. Triumph is probably fine. I think Triumph's better than Dismember, even though it's like awkward. Well, maybe not. Maybe that's not true. Yeah, Triumph probably is. I'm gonna keep in 2 Street Wraiths. And that seems wrong. Maybe I will keep it in the Dismembers. Because at least he's giving me some hope for, like, using them in a way that's not just pay 2 life in this matchup. So, like, they interact in some way. Yeah, I am going to play tomorrow in the showcase. I'm not 100% sure yet. Once I started this stream, I discussed that maybe at the very end, I'll, you know, take a look at some deck lists and maybe tune something. I'm kind of thinking Temur. It felt good. I actually just 5-0'd a league with Sultai as well, just trying that out. And because I'm just trying out all the Delver decks. I haven't had quite enough time to go really deep into one, so I'm just kind of want to get a feel for everything. And Sultai felt good. I really like having Lightning Bolt in my deck though, so I think I'm gonna lean towards Temur because it was pretty impressive last time. But I'm not exactly sure how I want to build that deck yet. That being said, this hand is fine. It has Death Shadow, so that's like a huge plus in this matchup. But we can't interact with their creatures, so I'm gonna keep it though. Stifle over Force of Negation. I don't know about that. I think Force of Negation is a little bit too, like, obviously the blue card, like, there's a limit to how many pitch cards you can have in this deck, because this deck plays a lot of black cards. But I played, so what list plays? The Ethereal Forager list plays Stifle, and they don't play any Delvers. And that felt okay, but Force of Negation just, like, gives you such an extra insurance against combo. It's really nice to have access to. So, let's see. Fetch Shock, go to 15, 12 after they do that, play Shadow, because they have this Rift Bolt. The problem is if they play Eidolon. So let's say I go Fetch, not Shock, 17, 14. I kind of like Fetch Shock here, actually. So I'm going to Fetch Shock. It's a little bit aggro, but... yeah, Shadow's huge. I have actually, like, of course I've played this deck a lot in Legacy, but I have a decent amount of experience playing this deck in Modern as well, and Shadow's just exactly what you want. Ooh, okay. They have Pyroblast, Fire Blast, and 3 1-mana burn spells. So that means, after their Rift Bolt, they have 3, they only need to draw 1 more 3-damage spell to kill me, but I do have Force of Negation. So I'm actually just going to take Fire Blast, because that's just the highest rate. We'll go to 12, and then I'm going to play Death Shadow with a fetch line. So that's pretty straightforward. Definitely not going to Force Negation this. We're just going to try to kill them as fast as possible. Yeah, hopefully we'll play against some Dredge, and you can, more effectively learn how to do that. Yep, plan is really straightforward. So they do technically have lethal, but I think we should be able to kill them before they get it going. So we'll play this as a 1-1. If they throw a thing at it, we'll Fetch Shock. It's probably going to go upstairs. Yep, that makes sense. It's going to be tight. This is going to be a tight one. This is fine. Although... so what? We go to 6. We clock in for 7. And they have Bolt, Pyroblast. So let's say we Force a Negation. This. That doesn't seem... I think I just want to take this. And I think I want to just untap. If we can draw a Daze or something, that's kind of what we're looking for. And if we draw any blue card, that's actually really good as well. The nice thing we can do is if we draw a blue card, we can fetch an Underground Sea and then cast Brazen Borrower, because we're going to put them to 13. So if they just draw a land, they do technically have lethal, and they can do it at a time that's a little awkward, but we'll see. This is an interesting game. Ponder. Okay, I mean, I think that's fine. We'll just attack. I kind of want to attack for 8. No, but we're going to cast this Brazen Borrower anyway. So let's go Wasteland. But I might as well just attack for 8 here. There shouldn't be any difference with this hand between 1 and 2, like an extra point. So just, it means that, yeah, that should be okay. So we'll just get Underground Sea, we'll attack for 8. If they missed on a land for a turn, they're essentially dead. If they hit a land here, things get slightly awkward, but not that awkward. Okay, they missed. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cast Brazen Borrower. they might Pyroblast in order to kill it, but I mean, we only need to find one single point here to kill them, or at least force them to do something. If we draw a Shock land, what we can do is just fetch Shock, or we can just, no, we'll be one short then, because that's only 3 damage. We'll see what they do. We know they have Bolt, Bolt, Pyroblast. Another Shadow. If we can deal 1 point of damage to ourselves, we can force them to kill the Brazen Borrower, which is kind of nice. If we find Dismember, we can kill them, but I think I want to Ponder here. So I cast Ponder. If they cast a spell in response, it doesn't matter. So yeah, this is fine, I think. Okay, there's the single point I wanted. So, yeah, what I'm gonna do is keep the fetch land. I would not like to shuffle. I'm going to attack both creatures. Fetch. So now this is the correct time for them to do this. Oh, they're throwing a bolt that way? Oh, that's good for me, I think. Unless they have Fire Blast. So we'll just get an Underground Sea. So now the thing we're dead to is land Fire Blast. We should be pretty safe against pretty much everything else. So. Okay, so if they have Fire Blast, then we lose. So, that's fine. This is okay. This is fine. Price of Progress also lethal. So if we fail to find them, we can't cast Force of Negation. Which would be bad for me, I think. Goblin Guide. Okay, so if they have Fire Blast, we're still dead. Okay, nice. We got that. That was the Bun Death Shadow matchup is pretty fun, honestly. Like, there's a lot of really narrow management of a life total. So, cool. Okay, so we'll 1-0. Playing Death Shadow. Got some popular requests to get this deck in action. Really normal main deck. We have Dismember over Snuff Out. I think killing Bob is important. Bob's showing up these days. So, cool. Let's go on to the next. These games tend to go faster than any like of the other Delver decks. So, we're playing against Jeff Lynn, playing Yorion. So that's going to be interesting. This hand is not fantastic, but it's certainly fine. Like, if we find a shadow, it's okay. And we have this Brainstorm, so we're definitely going to keep this. I mean, I like Reanimate. It's just really hard to find a space. Like, what are we going to cut for it? Okay, so let's just Shock and cast Artus. Oh, okay. So, Force of Negation, Swords to Plowshares, and some lands. We're gonna get Wastelanded. We're definitely taking the Swords. We have plenty of land, so that's not a big deal. So, okay, this could be a hand we can handle. Delver. Yeah, okay. I'll just play that. That seems good. I'm surprised our opponent started on Tundra, but I guess they have a lot of land, so... Another Wasteland. We are flush with mana, friend, so that is totally fine. Bloodstained Mire. Okay, that's fine. So, yeah, let's just fetch Shock Thoughtseize again. We can just snag their Force of Negation, and next turn we'll be brainstorming. We are playing life very aggressively, but... Oh, no. Hold on. The Vita... Venser... I'm just gonna take the Venser. I'm not actually worried about the Force of Negation. We're gonna attack for 1, and then let me see what I can do about that. Maybe if I just shrink it down a little bit. And then we'll put the Reveal Zone here. I'm actually taking a look at it now. Thanks for the heads up. Appreciate it. Let me know if that helps. So they played Karakas. Fatal Push, sure. So let's attack for 3. I actually have Moto Chat over. Open. So I'm gonna cast Brainstorm. If they want to Force Negation pitching something, that's not awesome because our hand is not that great, but it's still okay. And yeah, these are good. I don't think I need Dismember at this point. Although, honestly, Yorion could be a thing. I guess Dismember is better than Fatal Push. So let's go Bloodstained Mire, Fatal Push. We'll put back Flutterstrand, and we'll just pass. Hey, the Legacy Council. Nice. Yeah, glad to see you here. Yeah, I mean, I don't love it, but it's fine. Well, what am I supposed to, like, Force Will this? No, no way. So Yorion's gonna go to hand, of course, so that now they can pitch to Force of Negation. I don't think we want the land or the Fatal Push. Let's put that back. I'd rather just draw like Gomeg Angler or Death Shadow at this point. Yeah, Death Shadow's good. So we might actually just like end of turn dismember our Death Shadow to grow it. But we'll see what they do. Plague Engineer. Okay. Yeah, that's not killing anything. So yeah, now I just get to dismember that and then Kraken for 6. So we know they have Force of Negation, Yorion, and nothing else right now. So we have a lot of good draws though. Yeah, I guess it's just, like, Esper Yorion? Like, Esper Vile Yorion? If they drew Force of Will, that's not even a big deal. We're getting 6. Brainstorm. We have double Force of Will. I'm just gonna pass. This should be good enough. Baron. So they have Force of Negation Yorion. So let's just Force pitch Brazen Bower. They have some merit now to just casting the Brainstorm for sure, but because we can just... Oh, now we do a Force Will, I'm definitely going to cast Brainstorm. They're probably going to force negation this. I'm not going to fight back over that. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, these cards are fine. Let's put Days on top. I'd rather draw that because I'd rather pitch these. The only thing that's really going to be bad is if they draw another Swords to Plowshares and they do it on an upkeep and kill both of our Death Shadows. Maybe that's enough to merit not playing one. No, they have 80 cards in their deck. They have 80 cards in their deck. Like, what the heck, you know? Yeah, I'm not playing, because they could also just draw, like, Skyclave Apparition or something. Or, like, Baleful Strix, right? Like, that would be... I think this is fine with them having 80 cards in their deck. Okay. I mean, it's obviously risky, right? But, it's just because they're less likely to have it. So... Because if they draw, like, Baleful Strix, I want to make sure I can force, because then they can force the negation back, and, well, I guess we'd have Days in hand then. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's just better. I mean, it seems close. Yeah, I'm totally okay taking that kind of risk. Okay, so... Hey, thanks for the follow, The Sloth. Appreciate it. Let's see. I definitely want Liliana. Well, I'm going to say definitely. I don't know actually what I want based on what they've shown me. These all seem reasonable. Winter Orb actually seems decent, but they almost certainly have Vial in their deck. I don't know. I kind of like him. I don't think I want Force Negation. I don't want Liliana's Triumph. I don't think I want Court of Cunning. This seems like, honestly, pretty awkward. It seems like there's a decent amount of basics going on. I probably don't need Fatal Push. I don't think that's necessary. Plague Engineer. Yeah, I could see that. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should just bring in Court of Cunning. But they do a lot of, like, random creatures. Like, it's so bad against Baleful Strix, right? But we have, like, Plague Engineer and Liliana. I could shave a Death Shadow. I don't hate that. I don't even know if this Court of Cunning is good. I don't think it is. Not in this matchup. Yeah, I'll try it. I'll try it. This looks decent to me. I like Plague Engineer and Liliana against, like, Baleful Strixes and stuff, so... Once I see Vial, I might bring in Nullide, but I don't even know. Although Winter Orb does look really good. I'm sure Skyclave Apparition's in our opponent's deck, though. They revealed Yorion again. Let's see what they did. They kept 7. And yeah, this hand's fine. Am I forcing a Vial? Yeah, probably. Okay, no Vial. So we'll just lead on Delver. That's pretty easy. Let's just get some... Let's just think about sequencing it here. I could cycle the Street Wraith. I could... No, I think I might as well just cycle the Street Wraith now. I think that's pretty reasonable. Another Brazen Ball is fine, but not stellar. And we'll just play Delver. What do we have? I have done very well with Delver recently. I mean, obviously, I basically always only play Delver decks these days. But it, like, between sideboarding things like Winter Orb or playing Uro in your deck, like, I felt like it feels pretty reasonable right now. But, I've been legitimately impressed with every Delver deck I've played. Like, honestly, it all feels good. Blue-red feels really good, honestly. I 5-0'd with Dimir on stream this week. I 5-0'd with Sultai earlier today. Grixis does feel good, but it feels a little bit more metagamey. This deck has felt good if you like don't play against a bunch of Sword Splashers, but of course, you know, sometimes you play against a bunch of Sword Splashers, so I'm gonna start with the Brainstorm. I don't really want these Wastelands. Well, I also don't really want all of those, so let's go put back those two. We'll get a Watery Grave. We'll just Ponder. I think I'm okay with Daze. Like, I definitely want Ponder. Next turn we can just, like, cast Brazen Ball. That's probably fine. Okay. Sure, okay. That makes some sense. I think I'm just gonna be on the Brazen Ball kind of plan here. So let's just attack for 3. I know I'm drawing a land, though. So that's kind of awkward. I don't really want to draw land. I'm just going to Ponder. It's not super mana efficient, but Liliana Last Hope's pretty good. So now maybe I'm okay drawing the land. I don't want to pay too much life. I don't think I need this Street Wraith. We'll keep the Liliana for sure. We're going to play Wasteland here. And we're probably just going to bounce the Meddling Mage, even though they get to rename something, but, like, that seems okay. I really like... Dark Confidant Sultai is the only one I've played so far, and, it was pretty good. Hopefully they just, like... play Baleful Strix so we can get some value off Liliana right away. Although I might just minus to get back to Street Wraith. Okay, well, that'll get us some value for sure. I don't really feel like Wastelanding and the Prismatic Vista and doing that whole song and dance. Yeah. Yeah, it has been awkward to just, like, play a lot of Bug Mirrors. Plague Engineer is definitely awkward in the face of... Dark Confidant's awkward in the face of Plague Engineer, for sure. Baleful Strix. Okay, no, that's good for us. I'm certainly going to do this, even though they get to name Brazen Baller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fetch up and underground to see cast Liliana. If they interact, I'm going to Wasteland their Prismatic Vista. And then Daze. So we'll get that off the board, and we'll just keep getting in there. Franco Boli, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Oh, nice. I'm glad you enjoyed the Experimento deck. I wasn't planning on streaming it, no, but I'm certainly like not opposed. You know, I do a lot of those deck guides and deck techs. The thing that like not only am I just most experienced with, but also like I don't know, people are kind of coming to me for is like Delver content for the most part. So I don't mind Baleful Strix at all. Gilded Drake. Okay. We can Petty Theft the Delver back. Yeah, okay. So I think I'm actually just going to start by wastelanding their wasteland. They're going to wasteland me back. Obviously, that's not great value. But then that means I can cast my spells playing around days this turn. So, well, not playing around days, but enabling my days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this in response just in case they interact with me. Then I get to daze the Underground Sea back. And that's fine. I'm going to go up on the Meddling Mage. I'm going to cast a Delver. Do I want to cast a second Delver? That's a good question. Hey, thanks for the follow, Reaple Cheap. And Nady, yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. I know they have a Baleful Strix in hand, which is kind of useless. I think I'm okay. Yeah, I don't think I need the days. So I'm just going to cast a second Delver. And we'll attack for 3. Because transforming here will just be so good. Yep, that's fine. I mean, obviously there's a tempting Dave, but I still have Force of Will. If I transform, I win. The problem is, I'd rather just force. I also can't really, like, attack with my ground creatures, but I can't do that anyway. Yeah, that's fine. Holding the Force of Will still seems really good here. Plague Engineer. Okay, I mean, obviously that's good, but it's not actually gonna end the game here. And we just found push, so okay. GG. Nice. Okay, cool. I would guess that having 80 cards in your Esper Vial deck, it probably provides benefits that you know, I'm not aware of and I'm not going to really spend too much time thinking about right now. But it's one of the costs is if Swords to Plowshare is an important card, which it probably is in this matchup. That's probably a cost to it. So, but nice. Okay, we're starting off strong. Playing some Death Shadow. Pretty good. Nice little 2-0 start. I guess let's keep it up. Thanks everyone for joining this Saturday evening. I'm having a good time. I was happy to be able to, you know, do this. I don't usually have free time on Saturdays, and I was able to sneak a couple hours in here. So, yeah, Yorion definitely seems costly. Getting paired. I am cutting off my right side, yeah. I'm aware of that. That's where the chat, that's what the chat is. The Moto chat. So. So that's by design. Oh, I do. This is a hand. Although this, I can see the Delver getting cut off here. But going smaller might be a little bit. Oh well, I don't mind that. No, honestly, this hand's not even good. Even if we draw a land, like Delver of Secrets is just not the kind of threat this hand wants. Thanks for the follow, Dabuset and MTG Freakin'. We're just gonna mulligan. Obviously, it's funny to keep a hand with double Street Wraith. Wow, this hand is also not really good, but they mulled to 5. This hand has Force of Will. I'm gonna keep this. I don't love this. I'm gonna put back the Water Grave. I don't think I need that. Reapel Cheap. Yeah, probably. You probably don't need like sideboard chalice answers in the world in which you have 2 borrowers. Okay. They don't have many cards in hand, but you know, I feel like they have a life in the loam here. Yeah, so that could definitely be a problem. But so let's just cycle Brazen Borrower, sure. Okay, well, I'm not gonna force a life in the loam here. If I would have forced a negation, of course. Now we just want to find. Okay, that's not bad. Because the thing is, if they just dredge loam, sure, there's a problem, and at some point we'll probably start getting wasted out. But if we can take one of their potent spells, like if they mulligan, yeah, so their mull to 5 was like loam, Mox Diamond, double land, Knight. And now we take that. So now they're gonna dredge loam, and we have a couple turns to dodge something like a Wasteland. Because if we can just get a Death Shadow down before they start wastelanding us, that's gonna be really good. So. Because I don't care about them drawing, like, random lands. Like, sure, they're going to generate a lot of card advantage, but that's okay. That's a nice land. That's a really nice land. Is that really from Dominaria? That's sick. Delver, sure. I'm okay with Delver. Chalice, Grove, nothing particularly bothersome yet. We really have to get the pedal to the metal here. The Grove is, of course, a little annoying because we're a Shadow deck, but that's like fine. We have Wasteland. I might just Wasteland that, just to force them to like replay that if they want to do that. No, they're not even going for it. So, yeah. So let's reveal. See if we can find a Death Shadow. We don't need a land, so let's just fetch Shock. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to play the Wasteland. I'm going to attack for 1, and I'm going to hard cast Brazen Borrower. I'm concerned... You know, Punishing Fire is a concern before we find a Shadow. But if all they're doing is loaming it, this is not a big deal. Now they found a Wasteland and an Uro. So we've entered some problematic territory, for sure. So we really do have to get the pedal to the metal here. But they're playing the Caracas, so they can't bring back the Uro. And I get to Wasteland their whatever duel. Yeah, I can Wasteland the Trop now. Oh, this is good for us. And we can set them back Uro for another turn. So let's transform off of a cantrip. That'd be nice. Okay, that's not great, but at least gives us a scry. Definitely just gonna Wasteland their Trop. Well, I guess I'll attack first. Well, obviously I'm gonna attack first. The question is, do I wait for them to dredge? I think I do. I think I do it on their upkeep. Because there shouldn't be... Because they don't have any... They only have lands in hand. And if we transform, we have a 2-turn clock, which is nice. Then we might just need to force 1 Uro, which is really good. So let's see what they find. Field of the Dead. Yeah, that doesn't bother me. I don't want them to bring in Uro this turn. Because I'm not looking to force a will yet. Yep, that's fine, that's fine. This would be a good turn to transform or find a Gurmag Angler or something of that sort, but... Street Wraith. No transform. It's a cantrip, but it's not a very good one. So, let's fetch... And I will still shock, because I know they have the Grove, so... Another Delver. Okay, that could be okay. It means we have lethal next turn if we transform the Delver. So we'll play that. I'm anticipating that I'm going to be force willing something this turn, so I'm going to keep the Underground Sea in hand. For future brainstorms. Okay, they found nothing there. Definitely forcing this Uro. Because that gives us lethal if we transform. I know their hand is loam, 6 lands that don't have too much text, like Wasteland's a little bit annoying. Days. Perfect. Okay, so now we have lethal. Our opponent said finally. Yeah, it's like those Delvers took a while to transform, but we got there. Cool. Okay, so that was interesting. Definitely like Nihilus Bomb. Might like Winter Orb. Not 100% sure. Might like Liliana. Might like Surgical. Don't want Fluster Storm. Don't think I want Push. Although I don't know how many of these pushes I want in the main deck. I think Daze is a little clunky. I think I want the Graveyard Hate for sure. And I definitely don't want, like, at least 2 Dazes. I think I like Liliana. It's a pretty grindy card. It's good. It forces them to answer it, and it's, like, good against Dark Confidant, too, which is nice. Gambero the Noob. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. I definitely want Force of Negation. Pretty sure I won't Force of Will. I think I can cut, like, 1 Fatal Push. And that's okay. I don't think I want Winter Orb. It's a little awkward against Mox Diamond. Don't want him. Maybe I thought he seems okay. Let's take a look at what the deck looks like now. So this is the deck list. We have to cut 2 cards. You know, it might just be right to cut 2 Dazes, but once we cut 2 Dazes, then we only have what, 20 blue cards? That's a little light for the 6 alt casts. So maybe we cut a Force. Because then we have 5 alt casts. Could not want Surgical, but they are showing us Grove, Loam, and Punch, and Uro. So Surgical seems good. Plus it's also decent with, like, Death Shadow. And maybe I don't want to cut the Force. Maybe I cut, like, a Street Wraith. I know it's a little heretical, but, like, I kind of just need to make space and I want all my blue cards. So maybe I just cut the Fatal Push too. Like, that seems somewhat reasonable. I could just cut Double Wraith. Leaving a push. Yeah, that actually seemed good. That seems good. I like this. It's very difficult to get, like, all of the cards I want in my deck here, but... okay, can't keep this, of course. This is not a very good hand. It has lands though, so we're not, like, liable to get wastelanded. We are going to lose to Chalice of the Void. Sure. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I can't mull to 5 to beat Chalice Void, because that means I'm mulling to a Force of Will, which is awkward when you're mulling to 5. Dismember is okay-ish. I'm going to shock. I'm actually just going to ponder. I don't think I need to get the pressure on with Delver yet. I really want to find some other decent cards. Ponder, Wasteland, Watergrave. So this doesn't help against Chalice. This doesn't really do anything, if I'm honest. Like, the Ponder's okay. The Wasteland's fine-ish. What, they cast Chalice and then I just concede? Yeah, I can't really do that. Liliana's decent. That's a good use for all these lands I didn't really want. Wasteland? Yeah, that's fine. They might have, like, low. So I'll just play Underground Sea and Delver unless something changes. Oh, something changed. Okay, we're gonna hold the Force Will now. Hold the Delver for the Force Will. Okay, nothing. So I do have to be careful about casting Liliana in the face of them just, like, doing nothing, because that could mean they just had, what's it called? Like, Abrupt Decay in hand the whole time? Yeah, I'm gonna force that, of course, so I can cast most of my spells. Force Engagement's not actually a bad draw. I could just Liliana minus. That's not an unbelievable thing to think of doing. I'm gonna shock. I am just gonna plus though, because yeah, if they Abrupt Decay, I don't get any value. But if I minus, they can just Punishing Fire it, which is a card I know they have in their deck to some margin. Like, maybe they cut them, but I knew they had them in their game 1 configuration. Okay, another Chalice, sure. I mean, it's problematic, of course, but there's not too much I can do about it. Dotsy awkward. Well, if they have Abrupt Decay and they kill my Liliana, sure, that's gonna be bad. But Liliana is my plan now. Yeah, we saw Grove of the Bonewells. I wouldn't just say, like, they have Punishing Fire in their deck. If I didn't know that. I'm gonna move up. Maybe they're just holding this for the Abrupt Decay, but... Holding up this member. They can't Sword Splash as me, which is cool. Okay, that makes sense. I could have just gone down, but I didn't think it was worth it. Going Angle is a good threat. If they just play Liliana, then that's pretty bad. We're called to a decent amount of things here, so hopefully this is just like Night of the Royal Cry. It looks like Liliana. Yeah, this is gonna be really tough to beat. So what's our route here? Well, we're just gonna play a land. We don't really need this land, but we can easily discard the Fatal Push. And now we're holding up Force Negation plus Dismember. We need to draw Brazen Ball, like Petty Theft, really quickly. Knight is fine. Might as well just do this. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Chalice is still good against that Shadow, right? Like, that's just a universal truth. The Brazen Ball will certainly help. They just guarded a knight? That's a bad sign. Oh no, we killed that one. They just got a punish fire. Okay. So, let's see. They've been missing land drops, so I don't know what they have. They clearly don't have, like, or something. So, Dismember with Snuff Out is certainly... Oh, this is going to be bad. Interesting. I want Dismember in my deck right now because of Dark Confidant. Dark Confidant's been showing up kind of in relatively large numbers. And, of course... I'll get a little bit more information before I concede. But, Snuff Out's good. It's really efficient. It makes your deck super lean. But, people are just playing black creatures right now. And that makes it difficult to make me want that card. Dismember can be awkward, but they both have ups and downs. I probably have like one more turn of drawing nothing before I can see here. On the play, we're going to keep in all of our dazes. Skyclave. Okay, so if we draw Liliana the Last Hope, because they have a Tiger in hand. If we draw Liliana the Last Hope, we have a shot here. We can't draw cantrip, so I'm actually just going to fetch. Oh, I think that's a little late. Yep, that's a little late. Like, technically... They're just going to reveal 2 cards off Bob. Have Liliana plus. Yeah. It's just, like, so difficult to come back from that game. But that's okay. So, on the play, yeah. I definitely want these dazes. I think I can trim some forces on the play. Fatal Push. Surgical. All that's kind of interesting. Plague Engineer is also vaguely interesting, but not that interesting. This looks like a pretty decent configuration. I kind of want to, like... Maybe I want to bring out a Surgical. It's, like, so bad in those games, right? And bring in a Shoot Wave. Because now we have Daze, we have Force Negation. Yeah, this is okay. Sure. Not perfect, but it's at least early pressure with some interaction. They mull to 6. 5. 4. Okay. Well, there are definitely 4 cards we could lose to. So, never landed my guard down. Okay, so they kept on 4. Now we're just going to go Shock Delver. See what they have. If they start on a Mox Diamond, of course, that's like part of their good draw, but, oh, Wasteland? Okay. As long as they don't, like, Surgical me. Because then I'd have to force all that. Brazen Baller. Okay, that's an awkward draw because it doesn't transform. But it's a decent draw insofar as it's a good card. These cards are good. So, let's draw... I think Thoughtseize is better when I'm going to have double Delver here. No, you know what? So, next turn, so this is just planning ahead. This turn we're going to have 2... Yeah, we can draw, like, Ponder this turn. Draw Delver next turn, flip off Thoughtseize, and cast Thoughtseize on the following turn, and that gives us double Forcible. I actually just don't think I think we want to force pitch the Force, though, so I don't think we want to do that. In that case, I want the option of casting Thoughtseize next turn, if I decide to do so. And if I have to shuffle something away, I want to have the Thoughtseize in my hand. I think Thoughtseize is a little bit better than Ponder here. So let's go Ponder, Thoughtseize, Delver. Oh no, I fucked up. If only could. Oh no, I'm going to Delver. No, I'm good. I got ahead of myself. Sorry about that, folks. I thought I put the Delver on top. Yep, we'll reveal. We're gonna attack for 3. I think I'm just gonna play Delver and do nothing else. Like, I want to draw the Ponder. And I want to transform the Delver. Okay, no land. That's, of course, good for us. This is going to be difficult for our opponent. So we'll transform. So now we just have double Force Will. Let's cast Thoughtseize. I don't think they have Swords to Plowshares. Their hand can't beat what I have realistically. So I'm just going to take Decay because that's the only thing that gives them a chance. Now we just have double Force Will up. I mean, a multi-4 is tough, so it was going to be difficult for our opponent no matter what. They might have thought their best chance was to... I mean, it makes sense. They multi-4, what odds do they have of winning the game on a multi-4? They probably kept, like, Abrupt Decay, Verdant... I don't know. They probably drew the Chalice, is my guess. So they were just like, okay, well, I'll waste the thing. I need to draw a land at some point anyway. I can't win this if I don't draw another land. And Waste End doesn't help them cast Abrupt Decay. So that definitely makes some sense to me. You just, like, you're playing to what are the odds of me actually winning in this unlikely scenario. So, cool. Okay, we're 3 other. This is going pretty well. This is just pretty normal Death Shadow. For those who are just joining. And, yeah, I'm just going to keep going. Why not? Hope everyone's having a good night. Love seeing you all in chat. I think after this, well, I don't know what I'm going to do after the league. I mean, I don't have, like, infinite time this evening. But I definitely want to, like, if people are interested, I think I'm going to take a look at, like, Delver decks that I might play tomorrow. Or, like, just talk about some of the things I've learned about Delver in my few weeks of playing kind of every Delver deck. That's something that interests people. I'll spend a little bit of time talking about that. So this deck has Gurmag, and the reason I like Gurmag is because it's really aggressive. Like, it goes along with Delver, and it's worse against Swords to Plowshares for that reason. I think I like Forager a lot more against Swords to Plowshares because you can kind of play a protect the Forager strategy. But yeah, I just like being aggressively slanted. Don't know what my opponent's playing. Once Upon a Time will hopefully give me some information soon. Looks like Elves. This hand's decent against Elves. Not perfect, but decent. We'll see. No, this ain't Elves. Maverick? Maverick. So let's get some information. Force of Negation, that's not bad. I would like to draw Force of Will. Thoughtseize. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is just fetch shock Thoughtseize my opponent. I don't care that much about the Noble Hierarch, and I kind of want to see what's going on here. Plague Engineer. Green Sun. Okay, decent hand. Questing Beast is, like, a little annoying. None of this is too bad. I mean, I think Dahlia is actually the most annoying card here, because it's just gonna kind of, like, muck up what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna take Dahlia. Yeah, Dahlia was part of the reason I didn't just Fatal Push, because it would have, like, of course the 2 Death Shadows would have been pretty decent, but... And maybe I will just kill the Noble Hierarch. Maybe because I'm afraid of Zalia, I should have just killed the Noble. They play Zalia, I just go double Death Shadow, and their setup is kind of awkward, but I don't know. I'm not too concerned. What are they going to do? Green Sun, Hex Drinker? Or is this another Noble? Of course I wish I drew a blue card. Yeah, that's a decent line. I like that. Hex Drinker, this makes sense. So, of course, I need to hold up, I need to be Fatal Pushing here. Let's see what we draw. I would like to just draw Force of Will Wasteland. That's interesting. Thoughtseize, Questing Beast. Fatal Push. Like, hold up Fatal Push for Hex Drinker. They play Plague Engineer. It's going to trade with a Shadow. Or I just Wasteland the Bayou. Fatal Push. Hold up Fatal Push for Hex Drinker. Yeah, I kind of like the Wasteland Bayou, hold up Fatal Push. That sounds decent. This Questing Beast seems like it's going to be not too bad for me. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I can't imagine they're going to spend their mana leveling up before they attack. Well, I guess if they have nothing to do, sure. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, if they have literally nothing to do, this makes sense. So, again, I still just want to draw Force of Will. That'd be really nice, because then I'll feel pretty comfortable just playing some Shadows. I'm okay with an attack here. So I'm going to Thoughtseize plus Shadow. Thanks for the follow, Shadow 13. Yeah, I'm just going to Thoughtseize plus Shadow. I think that's pretty reasonable. Yep, they have the land for Questing Beast. I'll just Shock, play this. So they have Savannah Plague Engineer. There's definitely some good draws from them. Green Sun for Knight, I suppose. Good drop, good drop. So they'll get to Plague Engineer online next time if they really want. So, let's just see what we draw. Brazen Borrower, that's a fabulous draw. So, Fetch Shock. Fetch Shock, attack for 10. Play Shadow this. Play Shadow Petty Theft. Then they have to double chump my Shadows. Yeah, that seems really good. For Plague Engineer. Maybe that is better, but what if Knight gets, Maze of Ith? Because I can just super tempo them, and I don't really care. Like, if they draw Black Source for the Plague Engineer, I attack both my creatures in. They chump, they trade. Then they play Knight, and they still have to chump on the following turn. Right, they have one untapped step if I bounce this, though, and they don't get to get Knight of Maze of Ith. Is Maze of Ith not a thing anymore? Am I just showing my age? If Maze isn't a thing, that seems reasonable. Okay, sure. I'll trust that. I'm still concerned about Maze, but if they don't have it, then that's totally reasonable. So I'm going to attack for 7, play Shadow. Well, I mean, attack for 10, I'm gonna shock. They drew the black source, so they go Plague Engineer. I bounce it end of turn. I attack, they have to double chump. But if I attack, if they have Maze, then of course I think I lose. Well, no, because they untap my creature, but they have to chump. Yeah, well, we'll see. Sure. Oh, that's very fair. I think if they had Maze in their deck, I 100% would have bounced Knight of the Valkyrie. No question. Everyone seems very confident about this lack of Maze. So I trust chat. No Maze. Wait. Hold on, everyone. They get Dryad Arbor. Oh. They get Dryad Arbor, and then they double jump, and then they kill me. Believe in Twitch chat. Believe in Twitch chat. I guess I believe they didn't have Maze of it. Alright, no big deal. I think the thing is, even if it's like Maze or Dryad Arbor, I just bounce the Knight and they have 1 turn to draw Swords of Arches. Exactly. Otherwise, they're just going to be in such a dire strait. Okay, so I definitely want all these cards. I don't really want Force Negation. I don't think I need Forcible on the play, honestly. Yeah, I don't think I need Forcible on the play. On the draw, probably some number. Choke is always a little bit concerning, but this looks like a pretty good plan. I don't think I want Novad. None of that stuff. Hey, thanks for the follow, Rick907. Appreciate it. Always appreciate it, everyone checking this out. Is him good? Him's okay. Yeah, they do, but like they get on board. I'm always a little concerned of just like casting a card that goes in the hand when they're getting on board, because then you can just fall behind on tempo. Yeah, I'd like to play first. Yeah, I'll keep this as a good hand. Okay, stop by a cycle. Get some more info. That's not bad. I would like to find a Thoughtseize. Oh, perfect. Oh, these cards are basically perfect. So I'm gonna keep Fatal Push and Thoughtseize for this turn. This upcoming turn. Oh, sure. They're playing around days, so this Once Upon a Time seems important for them one way or another. I don't know exactly how yet, but I guess lands. I don't want Delver, so let's just fetch up a Shock and cast his Thoughtseize. Abrupt Decay, Questing Beast, some land. Well, we'll just take that Decay. Because they shouldn't realistically be getting the beast this game. I'm going to double Death Shadow and hope they don't draw a plow in a few turns. This, I mean, again, as we discussed earlier, I am always in for taking these kind of risks. Like, this is what my hand is shaping up to do, so. If they have plow, they have plow. Doesn't look like plow. Dahlia. Okay, well, of course I want to, I want to Liliana that, but that's a little awkward. Oh, never mind. Not awkward at all. We'll just get out of here. I mean, of course they could jump, but... Yeah. Okay, well, going to the third game. I definitely want some number of Force Wills. I think I can just make a 2-for-2 change here. That seems pretty reasonable to me. I think I like him even less on the draw, because I just really don't like playing behind on board. They're going to get so far ahead on mana, and that's going to be really tough. But this looks good. This looks, yeah, not perfect, but... Because, like, I don't love the days and I don't love the forces, so... This hand is not perfect, but, it's gonna be difficult to mulligan a hand that's, like, disrupting them. Sure. And, applying some pressure. I'm probably gonna Thoughtseize someone, but if they just, like, play land pass, maybe I'll play Delver. Nah, I'm gonna Thoughtseize someone, kind of no matter what. Reveal Noble Hierarch? Sure. See if we can draw something good. I wouldn't mind Force Will, any removal spell. Shadow would be fine. Lands are also, like, ostensibly fine. I'm just gonna shock this turn and Thoughtseize. I can always get an Underground Sea later. Plow, Knight, Green Sun, Wasteland. Okay. I'm gonna have to grind through these plows. I'm just going to take the Knight. I don't think I really want to deal with the Knight. Although we do have a decent amount of removal for it in our deck, and they might just Wasteland. Green Sun gets Hex Drinker, and that actually applies a little bit more pressure to us. I actually am going to take Green Sun. If they cast Knight, yeah, if I don't find a removal spell, I'll probably lose to that, but I think this incentivizes them to Wasteland us. Or, like if they want to Wasteland us, they have to not cast Knight this turn, which could make my Thoughtseize more alive. Yeah, this makes sense. So, I have to ponder for a removal spell now. Otherwise I'm going to get double Wastelanded. Let's get some more info. Okay, well, let's find it. Gromag Angler? That's not going to do it. No, not really. Okay, Thoughtseize. So, yeah. I think I want to save a fetch here. I think the biggest problem with Green Sun Zenith over Knight, like, the problem is they get to Wasteland us and get the Hex Drinker. Both the Hex Drinker and the Knight need to be removed kind of on the spot. So, yeah, I definitely like that. I'm just going to play Delver. And I'm going to hold the fetches in hand. They're probably going to go kind of after the lands pretty hard. There's not too much I can do about that right now. Double Thoughtseize is okay to have in hand if we ever draw Death Shadow. I'm okay with a plow here.
This blue eye receives all things conjoined. The past, the future, and the present.
Oh, not getting wastelanded.
Everything.
Oh, Plague Engineer?
And all
Sure.
is connected. Besides,
Hey, Paul, thanks for the follow.
reality.
Appreciate it.
It is touching the truth.
Definitely need to draw
Of truth,
a removal spell for this night still.
there is nothing to fear.
Okay, there's step 1. Can't cast my Delvers, but that's not too bad. Do I want to Thoughtseize? Not really. They have double plow in hand. How does this change the clock? So I fetch an Underground Sea. I Thoughtseize. They go to 11. They can attack for 3. But I'm going to fetch at some point anyway, and I'm probably going to cast a Thoughtseize at some point anyway. And if they have any follow-up creatures, it's actually pretty problematic. Yeah, if they have any follow-up creatures like in their hand, like if they, that's gonna be pretty bad. So, yeah, I'm gonna Thoughtseize and fetch an Underground Sea. We'll go to 11, and then we have to find something pretty quickly, but we're not in too dire straits here. Obviously, this Delver being dead is unfortunate, but let's Thoughtseize first, because there's no way we can put a land in the graveyard. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, because we don't have Dismember. Once Upon a Time. I'm actually going to take that. Like, I think, the Sword of Spartia is at least buying us time if we draw, like, Omega Angle or whatever. So, I'd rather just stop them from hitting creatures or lands, you know, the stuff they're missing. I think we just need to buy some time. And then we'll just Fatal Push the Knight. That's an easy one. And, yeah, we have to draw something, but... Plague Engineer would be a pretty good draw. Kill the Noble, they plow. Ooh, they drew something? Okay, Plague Engineer would be a very good draw here. Death Shadow. At the very least, that does, again, buy us time. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna Thoughtseize one of their things, and I'm gonna gain the maximum amount of life here. I think. I'm gonna fetch... We lost an Underground Sea. Ooh, fetch Shock. No, we have to block the Plague Engineer. That actually kind of sucks, doesn't it? Okay, I'm just gonna get that Shadow then. They're gonna plow it. I might just fetch Shock in response so I can have untapped lands because I'm a little concerned about life. Like, they're going to be attacking us. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So, let's go Shadow. Of course, they're going to plow our creature. I will trade with the Plague Engineer, though. Again, just trying to buy some time. Fetch Shock. Let's gain some max life here. So let's draw Plague Engineer. That sounds pretty good. Fubaj. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Brazen Baller. That's interesting. Because I can Brazen Baller whatever creature I care about. And then Thoughtseize it over the course of 2 turns. I'm probably going to do that to the Plague Engineer on combat. Yeah, let's do that. We can't cast anything. Plague Engineer here would be absolutely devastating for us. We would be swinging this game pretty substantially. Ponder. Okay, we have some time. So let's ponder. These cards suck, so let's get them out of here. Dismember. That's awkward, but it's a card. Let's cast Delver. I mean, I don't know if they have another land. I know they don't have another land. I don't know what's in their hand. I'm okay if they want to just Plague Engineer, eat my Delver, sure. Obviously, that's not perfect for us, but... But we're already in a bad situation, so... Yep. So we take 3 down to 4, we draw Plague Engineer. We're gonna be okay if we draw Plague Engineer, but I think we're kind of down to just Plague Engineer. Shadow. Shadow buys us the time again. Yeah, I'm in for Shadow. Yeah, this makes sense. They're just going to attack with the engineer. I'm going to take it. Thoughtseize? Sure. All yours. They have Thoughtseize in their deck against us. That's interesting. Plague Engineer. No. Okay, so... Yep. I mean, with that, I mean, obviously I could force them to attack, but... Maybe it's correct to just force them to attack. If I do a removal spell, it actually would be a little awkward for them. Yep. Cool. Okay, so, like... We probably would have won game 1 if it wasn't for the punt. But then that doesn't really matter because who knows how things changing play or draw games 2 and 3 play out. So, not even worth thinking about. Okay, so we're 3-1. Let's keep battling. Let's see if we can get the mystical 4-1 that I love so much. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? Good, good. Just enjoying some Death Shadow. Hey, Nathanos777, thanks for the follow. Enjoying some of this. After this, I mean, I don't have like infinite time tonight, but I might look at some Devil list that I'm considering tomorrow. I'm thinking about Tima. Tima seems pretty good. And then maybe I'll be able to get a game or two in with that, but yeah, the format's really changed a lot. You haven't been liking anything you're playing? I've been loving this format for what it's worth, but I mean that's not that's just my experience and opinion. Just like Izzet Delver? Yeah, Blue-Red. I really like Blue-Red Delver, honestly. I think Izzet Delver is good right now. Like, honestly, it's a top contender for me tomorrow as well. Spike Dragon's just really good. Yeah, you can't really mulligan these hands. This is awkward, like, Delver's not that good of a threat. I mean, we don't have perfect mana, but you can't really mulligan this. Yeah, I admit that I do not like Gork that much. Yeah, Blood Moon's also a thing. Blood Moon's a pretty decent counter to a lot of different decks right now. I'm going to lead on Delver. I think it's high enough value to just get some pressure on board. We could lose, but I'm okay with this. Yeah, I don't mind this because we drew the extra land. So let's see what we find. Thoughtseize. Decent. So I'm actually just going to fetch up an Underground Sea here. We don't have a Death Shadow set up, and this member is going to do some decent work anyway. Oh, okay, sure. That's fine. I could have tried to play around Cypher by fetching on the upkeep, but like we have 2 sorceries we want to cast, so sure. I don't care too much. I don't think I want to force a negation that, if I'm honest. I mean, maybe just Delver's like the only thing we have going on, so we should just force a negation it. But that's just like, I don't know. Realistically, I don't see that. Delver's not going to go the distance against, you know, a blue-red deck. That's a good drop. So now I'm going to still fetch up an Underground Sea. And then we'll Thoughtseize. Brazen Borrower, Ponder. Brazen Borrower does not bother me, so let's just take Ponder. Street Wraith. Okay, so let's start by cycling and see what we get going on here. We're going to lose a decent amount of life this turn, no doubt. Let's play this. I'm going to start by casting Thoughtseize. They're probably going to cast a Brazen Borrower in response, and I'm going to dismember it. Not right away. Oh, Brainstorm? Sure. This is the kind of situation we just draw Death Shadow and we're like, good to go. Brainstorm, Polluted Delta. So, I think I'm just going to wasteland their fetch land, because of course they're not going to shuffle. And then there's just one less fetch that they have access to. But that doesn't matter too much. No, that really doesn't matter too much, does it? Because I just, like, waste a Volk. No, I guess I'm supposed to waste a Volk, because then that's one less fetch they have access to, because they have to double fetch in order to cast Brazen Borrower. Okay. No, that's a good. That's good. That's good. Sure. Yeah, hopefully we draw Death Shadow. Might be having some trouble otherwise. Or Gomag Angler, you know, something along those lines. Delver. Okay. So let's see if they want the Brazen Borrower. Looks like they do. I'm actually just going to bounce the Delver end of turn. I'll take a damage, that's fine. So they have Brazen Borrower, Delver in hand. They're going to cast the Brazen Borrower, of course. We can dismember that. Our Brazen Borrower checks their Delver, which is decent. Force Will's not bad. Oh, they're not even going to do it. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I think I'm just going to go to 5 and cast a Brazen Borrower. And I'm going to hang back with it. That's a decent drop. Okay, let's just pass. I'll brainstorm next time. I want to hold our podcast Force Negation Hardcast as member. Yeah, let's just... No. Let's just let him draw. I have plenty of cards here. I'm not going to force a negation this. I think right now they can, you know, dig for, like, a lightning bolt or something for our Brazen Power. Which doesn't bother me too much. Yeah, happy to trade. Death Shadow, that's a good one. So... I think... If I forced a negation Title Disruption on that previous turn, they let it resolve. They have the option of petty thefting my Brazen Power, which of course gives me the access to the petty theft, but they attack and they put me to 2, and now I'm just dead to any lightning bolt. And or I have to force a will the petty theft, which I really don't want to do. That being said, I might be into it now, because casting Death Shadow seems pretty good. And then I force pitching the force. So let me start by brainstorming here. I don't like the Street Wraith. Thoughtseize is certainly on the risky side. So there's a couple of different ways to slice this. Because we can just cast... We could cast the Thoughtseize and just be dead to Lightning Bolt for the rest of this game. That's, of course, risky, but it's not that bad, honestly. And, you know, honestly, because we're cutting their time off so much. So one thing we could do is go Street Wraith on the bottom, Dismember on top, cast Thoughtseize. They cast Brazen Power, right? Then we force pitching Delver, Force of Will pitching Delver. We're at 2. Then they have 1 turn to draw literally Lightning Bolt or Cantrip into Lightning Bolt or something like that. And if they don't, we're going to hold a Force Negation and we're not going to be dead. And they're dead on the following turn. So it is risky, but it narrows the window down pretty tightly. And it just puts a cap on the amount of turns to this game really hard. The game won't go for more than 1 or 2 more turns. I actually kind of like that a lot. That's the kind of risky line I am usually willing to take. And if they draw a Lightning Bolt, we'll lose. Okay, sure. That's fine. But we also have the ability to hardcast Dismember too, which is really nice. So let's go Street Wraith, Dismember, and let's just cast Thoughtseize. Okay, so they do have that. But it's fine, because we have Force of Will for whatever they want to do. So let's go... Let's take the Chain Lightning, because Blazing Power is the mana inefficient card. Yeah. Although they get to cast it now. But Chain Lightning also means if they draw Sprite Dragon, they have another counter. So yeah, let's take the Blazing Power. No, let's just get Chain Lightning, sorry. And then we'll cast Shadow. And if they have Lightning Bolt, then we lose. But that being said, so they have to draw it, so they can't have it on top, because if they don't cast a Brazen Power now, that means they know the top card, and that means we're going to get an extra turn here. Interesting game, really interesting. And I don't mind them casting the Brazen Power. Ethereal Forager. Okay, so now we're in a situation where, let's see, we force of will this, and they petty theft right away. We cast Death Shadow, and we can't hold up Force of Negation. So they get another turn to draw a potential Lightning Bolt. But it has to be Lightning Bolt. So we let this resolve. We dismember. What? No. What do you mean they chump? Basic Swamp, what do you mean? They don't have to chump. They just take the damage. They have 16. And we lose. Like, we have Dismember, but, like, we're gonna counter some combination of these spells anyway. I'm gonna force this, and I'm gonna hope that they don't petty theft right away. And they pass and let me force a negation it. They might just do it right away. But they should just do it right away. And we're just gonna be in the same situation. Yeah, we're just gonna be in the same situation. Oh, they are gonna let me force a negation. So, yeah, now they just have one turn to draw their card. They play land. Perfect. We got it. We are 3-1 Cerebral Flux. Very, very close, very tight game. I very much enjoy these kind of games. Lots of decisions, and this is one of my favorite... Is it only the same because they let you force a negation? Yeah. Because of what they did, sure. But I think based on what they drew, like, because we had to force will the Forager, like, the problem is if they had combinations of cards that we had to force will and force a negation and maybe dismember, all of our crap was going to get kind of awkward. So, cool. Okay, that was a cool game. I really enjoyed that game. Yeah, it's reasonable for them to play around days. That's the kind of situation where you have to pick your spot. Like, what do you want to play around? What do you want to lose to? In our situation, we saw it pretty clearly. We were going to just let them Lightning Bolt us. If they drew a Lightning Bolt, we really couldn't beat that. We could beat what they had. We could beat what we took. We just couldn't really beat what was on the top of their deck. So, and that's okay. That's a risk you have to take when you're playing Magic, a risk you have to take when you're playing Delver, and I am very, very okay taking those risks. So, yeah, in general, I don't love my Force of Wills here. Plague Engineer is probably fine. It's good if they have, like... it's good if they have True Name, but it's not perfect. It's also good against, like, Brazen Baller, of course. Fatal Push, Triumph. Liliana Last Hope's a little awkward. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Plus the Storm's okay as well. That being said, I like a lot of what we have. I'm pretty sure we don't need any forces. Like, that's just not the kind of direction I like taking against the Pyroblast deck. Hymtodog's acceptable as well. It's not perfect. I think with this removal coming in, we can probably trim a Dismember, because it can be a little bit too costly. And Brazen Ball is also just not that, honestly. It's honestly not that good. Maybe Brazen Ball is just, like, worse than having our Dismembers. Because we're bringing in a bunch of 3-mana cards anyway. No, I actually, 100% we want Dismember because they showed us Forager. Yeah. No, I like this configuration. This seems good. They did have to take it to play around days. Oh, they also have Stifle in their deck, so maybe that changes the way I want to... Maybe I want some Force Wills then. I'm going to keep this. This hand's okay. That game was long enough, I forgot about the stifles. No way they stifled this. Oh, they're thinking about it. Okay. We'll just pass. Wait, this is not a great situation. They have a stifle, but... Oh, that's good for us. We have... Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, of course, Young Power Manager is a good threat against our deck, no doubt. But we at least get to... Oh, boy. We at least get to cast our cantrips. Well, I'll ponder, try to dig for some stuff. Might have been wrong to get the Water Grave. Yeah, this game's probably going to come down to inches. Probably should have been an Underground Sea. Okay, sure. So if they don't waste in a Water Grave, we can just play Plague Engineer. Okay, yeah, this is a problem. No attacks? Interesting. I'm gonna just dismember that, plays down the Wasteland. I think that's fine. Do what they have. Okay, they're just getting aggro. This makes sense. So we probably played a little bit too much life because we shocked. So they were thinking about chaining us last turn. If they attacked, we would be in a worse situation. That being said, we're probably dead. But that's fine. Like, they wastelanded us. They probably have a stifle. This is the kind of hand I generally keep. You know, with cantrips, it's fine. Yeah, it is true. It is very difficult to know. No doubt. If they play True Name, then we draw a land and they don't have a daze. Oh, Forager? That's way worse for us. Okay. We do not really have an out here. I'll cycle that anyway. Yeah, okay. Okay, so... Yeah, against Stifle... I think we're okay against Stifle, though. Like, on the play. I'll take out some Thoughtseize for Force. Yeah, that makes some sense. We can also Thoughtseize, like, proactively, you know, kind of mess up their stance a little bit. I think Forager is a good card. It's fragile. It dies to most cards. Of course, it's good against, like, Sultai decks that only have Fatal Push and Abrupt Decay. But it is a good card. You know, True Name Nemesis is another card that's it's not fragile, right? Because they can't kill it, but it's bad against Plague Engineer. So then Forager's a lot better in that context. All the threats are kind of like fluid in how they want. I like Forager. It's been powerful for me. It just is a little bit fragile to work with. No doubt. If I bring in Forces, we only have 16 blue cards in our deck. Now, of course, we drew a bunch of 3-drops we couldn't cast last game, but I really, really don't want Force of Will. Not with this few cards. I'm just gonna run it back. I think we're fine. I need to keep a hand that can play spells. This hand can cast spells, so I will keep this. Gotta be. I kind of, you know what? Let's just cycle to see what we get first. I'm hemming and hawing over like what land we want to get. I think I'm okay. So we get fetch, shock. We go to 13, and that gives us the option of fetching or shocking. Yeah, I think the first shock land's okay. Daze, Forager, Lightning Bolt, couple Ponders. We're probably going to get wasted. Which is fine. I'm going to just take the Forager. I don't really want to deal with that. We have so few removal spells that deal with it. If the game goes a little bit long, it's going to be kind of problematic. I am going to play around Stifle. Unfortunately, playing into another potentially drawn Wasteland. But... oh, that's a really good draw. Can't play it yet, though. Because they go fetch for land, Bolt. And then Daze. I gotta wait one turn. This is actually kind of tough. Isn't it? Because if I go fetch Shock... yeah, I think I gotta wait one turn, but I think I have to just fetch Shock here and hope they don't wasteland me. Yeah, this is a tough one, but... and I'm definitely not playing the Shadow. We would be able to wasteland their Volcanic if they got that, but... Now we get to, like... yeah, this is decent. Could have been right to daze that. We daze, we replay the Shock. They daze. Yeah. Okay. Because now we have to, like, wait. I think I just play Delver. I can still wait a little bit here. I guess I could have also just, like, cast the Delver. Oh, they're forcing it? Pitching Daze? I am gonna Daze this. Because then I get to Shock and have a Daze again next turn. Thanks for the follow, MTG Hordog. They would have dazed me. Interesting situation. Yeah, I think I was supposed to do what you did. You suggested Title Disruption. I like that line. Hey, Ken and MTG, thanks for the follow. That's fine. We know nothing in their hand. They shuffled, so they might not have a land. They have a wasteland. Okay. Real Ponder, nice. Good draw. So let's just start by wasting their wasteland. We'll move to combat. Attack for 3. Shock, play Death Shadow. I'll daze kind of any interaction on it. Okay, now we're looking good. We're looking good. We have essentially a 2-turn clock. Well, literally a 2-turn clock, I suppose. With the daze back up. Yeah, the Wasting Delver, the thing I liked about it is it kind of baits out the Bolt. Okay. This is fine. We'll do this. I didn't want to bounce the Shadow. Okay, gotta be a little bit careful. They have Bolt in hand. Bolt in hand. How do they get 2 red sources, though? They really don't. If I pay 2... If I go to 4, 9, 12, then they're dead to either of my creatures next turn. And that means they need 2 removals. And I'm not dead to a single lightning bolt. Yeah, that actually sounds pretty good. So I think I can just start here. Shock. Ponder. Can't really afford to do any of that stuff. And we'll just attack. We're not dead to bolt. They need some way to deal 4 damage to me and kill both my creatures. I just don't see it. Nice. Cool. Nice. Went 4-1 with Shadow. It felt good. Yeah, it felt, you know, very much like Shadow always feels. It's very reasonable. Regarding the deck list, of course, there's a lot of cards I'm unsure about. Like, Dismember versus Snuff Out. I do kind of like Stubborn Denial in general, but, you know, and the sideboard I'm just not sure about at all. Hey, Saltcast Mage, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. But yeah, that was pretty cool. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Our loss was to kind of punting against Maverick. I think, like, of course, you know, we just kind of like played into their thing, and you can't blame the chat for everything. Like, I could have just thought about it more. Although it is easy to be distracted, but nevertheless, I think the thing is that, kind of regardless, I think I liked the Brazen Bower the Night of I played because it's consistent with all of these matches. I really like just asking my opponents the questions and forcing them to have the answers like right away. You know, our turn only really had our opponents in a lot of situations only had a turn or two to find the perfect answer for situations. And I really just play very aggressively in that regard. And I think that's a good way to take this kind of deck. So, Forger is good. There's no denying Forger is good. But it's slower. It's a little bit more clunky. Of course, it recoups the cards, but I still just like the aggressive route. And I think Forger's probably better against, like, various Sultai decks. There's definitely, and I think it's better against Sword Splash Shares. But against a random metagame, I still just really like this Gomag Angler approach because you're just so aggressively slanted. Like, just so lean. All of your cards are just so cheap and efficient. But, yeah. You know, if people are interested, I don't know. Maybe I'll play 1 or 2 more matches. If people want to discuss, you know, suggest things they want me to play, you know, I could definitely think about that. I am going to look at Izzet Delver. This is the list I played on, whenever I last streamed. Thursday, was it? And I got a 5-0 with. And it felt good, and this is kind of a front runner for what I want to do tomorrow in the showcase. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet, but I kind of wanted to, like, move some numbers around. And see what's up. Like, Ovo was pretty impressive. Sylvan Library was kind of mediocre. Hex Drinker was fine. I saw a list today that had Taiga and Waterlogged Grove I kind of liked. I know Waka Rock just top-8'd the challenge with this deck. Basically this list. I kind of want another Uro, if I'm honest. Like, it's been pretty impressive. I think once I get 3 Uros, though, I need to go up to 20 lands. Which, I mean, it certainly becomes awkward. I could definitely just, like, trim a Sylvan for an Uro. And then how do I get, like, the 20th land in here? Like, I like the 6 removal spells. I could call it Tarmogoyf. That's somewhat reasonable. But I feel like we're going to fall a little bit short on pressure. I don't know. Also, I do like Veil. Veil's pretty reasonable. Like, it's just such a broken card. It's so good against so many different decks. So it seems like a pretty good card to have in the sideboard. So, like, we could do this. Move the Sylvan away for now. We could just play 2 Dismembers. That's not too bad. Hex Drinker, here's the thing with Hex Drinker. Yeah, of course, like, Ren, like, helps with it, and the Cradle, of course. But you're upping, this deck's upping its land count, and Uro naturally gives you more resources. And yeah, as a threat, it's like, okay, it's not, like, blowing me away or anything, but it makes sense in the context of this deck list. I've been pretty pleased with it. I don't know about these Brazen Ballers, too. I really like the idea of playing Caracas. The reason I don't like sideboarding Brazen Ballers is it's just, like, kind of, I don't know, it's kind of underwhelming. It's just like a catch-all, which is fine, but, so, let's see if we get a Caracas in there. Maybe we, like, main deck one. We can cut a Tarmogoyf. I do like Clothis, Novad I like, Ruff I like. We don't need the Sylvan. I don't, like, we have a lot of cards. Like, Caracas Uro is a very good plan against control. So, that's a very reasonable approach to take. I still want to get another land in here, but maybe we don't. Maybe we just need 19, and 19 is enough for Uro. It seems a little low, though. We could just, like, not have this in the deck. Do I have a Waterlog Growth? What, Taiga? I don't hate the idea of Taiga. Oh, I do. Nice. That seems decent, but I don't know. Waterlog Growth in Delver decks is so awkward, too. I don't know. Another front runner is just playing, like, Izzet Delver. This deck has still been impressive. Yeah. You know, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play a match or two of this right now, and I'm going to say I'm either going to play Izzet or Tima tomorrow, and I'm going to start off here. I think I know this deck a little bit. Like, I've played this deck a decent amount more than Tima, and I feel comfortable playing Tima. You know, I can play all these Delver decks, but I do like a lot of what this deck has going on right now, and this list has felt good every time we played it. So, you know what? I'm going to fire this up. Join league. We'll play a match or two. I got a little bit more time here. Yeah, I like it too, and I agree, Jeff. And I think this list is pretty good. So yeah, let's just fire up with this. I still like a lot of things that this has going for it. And let me just change some stream info here. Playing some Izzet Delver. Let's queue in, and then I'm gonna keep this hand. I'm just changing the cardboard live, which is gonna take a second. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. This hand is very reasonable. Exploration. I really don't want to force this. I hate forcing exploration, honestly. It always feels so bad, and it's just like, I kind of want all my cards. Okay, close that. Sorry, everyone. I know that. Yeah, Jeff, I don't know if it's better than Grafdigger's Cage. I also don't know if it's better than Relic for this. So, I'm gonna let this resolve. I just hate forcing exploration. Maybe that's, you know, there's definitely a risk associated with it. But this hand has a pretty clear game plan with, like, a Pyromancer. So let's fetch up an island. And cast Spirit. Cantrip and True Name. Both of those look good. I mean, I like True Name Nemesis in this matchup. I'm gonna keep both. I'm probably force pitching Daze. So we're gonna start off with our plan being just Jump Pyromancer and just getting pretty aggro on them. I don't mind alone right now. It's not too bad, although this field is gonna start to be a little bit problematic. Yeah. And a port. Okay, that I mind. So of course this is the downside of letting exploration resolve. because this is starting to get out of hand. And if I countered this, they would have a substantially slower game plan. So maybe that's just like me having to update my like heuristics to a non-Dreadhorde Arcanist world. Maybe it's just better like, okay, our plan can still be the same. We just don't have like, but even if Dreadhorde Arcanist was in his hand instead of your Pyromancer, we'd still be losing right now to what's going on here. So I'm certainly willing to believe that I'm mistaken about that. That being said, I don't know if I can realistically play around Wasteland right now. I know they have a Windswept in hand, so I'm just going to get Preordain. Volcanic Island and Preordain. I like the lands. Cantrip's a little awkward, but it's okay, I think. No, I don't think I want the Cantrip. No, I think the Cantrip's okay. I'm gonna force this Loam. Okay, they have a Wasteland. Yeah, so we're gonna lose this. And it's fine. So I'm gonna force pitching Daze. And then I'm gonna ponder for Force of Negation, and that's like gonna be step 1 towards staying in this game. Of course, we do all these lightning bolts. Like Land vs. Delver is historically a challenging matchup. So even if we were playing any variant, we'd be struggling right now. I think if we don't find Force of Negation, I'm gonna concede. Okay, yep, we're good. That's fine. So if we force the exploration, they can't really get things going so quickly, and the Loam's not nearly as problematic. But I'm always concerned about crop rotation. Okay, so Blood Moon, Winter Orb, Surgical, Brazen Power. Like all these cards. Cards I don't like are a couple of bolts. Maybe all the bolts. That's why I moved them over here. Spell Pierce, in general, I don't like. On the play, I'm probably going to keep in some number of dazes, but on the draw, I'm probably bringing out all of them. I think Spell Pierce is fine, though. Or, I mean, I think Spell Pierce is a little bit worse than Daze. I really don't want the bolts. Like, if they have something like Tiles Tracker or Elvish Reclaimer, that could be a problem. But I think it should be okay. Okay, let's you know what? I'm going to keep it in Spell Pierce over a Daze. So here's the problem with Daze. It is really bad versus Mox, but it's good against just like Loam when they don't have Mox. I understand it's not good, but like, I'm usually okay bringing it in. So much of their game plan is just like Loam every turn, Port. It's so good against Port, It's awkward, of course, but I'm gonna bring in the Spell Pierce because one of the reasons Daze is so bad is it's not just because they get enough mana to play around it. It's that you really can't get any traction early if you have to Daze. So like, having it keeps them honest a little bit, but sure. I'm gonna start on Fetch, and I'm probably gonna Fetch Island and Brainstorm at a turn. I think getting this Bite Dragon down pretty fast is good, and I don't want to be Wastelanded. I'm not going to force an engagement in that. I know it's a little awkward, but... Okay, this is decent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring someone in response, because I'm going to do it anyway. Because if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it now. And this is the problem with Daze, right? I don't want to Daze now. I mean, I could. It's not horrible, but I'm just going to force the negation their life from the Loam. Although I could get them to waste some time, and then I get to transform the Delver. And then go into Sprite Dragon. That's actually not bad. So then I put Preordain Brainstorm. Daze the Loam. Force them to waste a turn doing that. Play Island, play Delver, transform Delver, forcing Asian their spell. Yeah, okay, that sounds reasonable. So Preordain, Brainstorm, and then we'll Daze. Just slow them down a little bit. Kind of set them off the trail that we have a Force Negation. Yeah, seems decent. No Dredge. Interesting. What does that mean? Did they have another loan? Oh, they have Punchy Fire. Sphere of Resistance. It still just down so substantially. I think this has to be... I think I have to counter this Sphere. And we'll play Spike Dragon, and they're going to get their Loam Engine going. They're going to Wasteland us. If they have a Punishing Fire, that's kind of bad. But I just don't think we really get to do anything. We can't trip, they Wasteland us. We can't Force Negation anything anyway. Okay, yep, we got to force this. So, let's pitch the True Name, even though True Name is more reliable in the face of Punishing Fire. It's realistically the way this game is going to play out. They're going to Wasteland our Spike Dragon, Loam, and get it back. If they don't already have a removal spell lined up, like it's possible they just have Punishing Fire in hand. Again, I'm never particularly concerned. Land is a tough matchup. You have to go pretty great distances in order to, to hang in there against it. It can be very challenging. No Dredge. They definitely have a Grove of the Broken Dwellers. Which is... Oh, not Grove of the Broken Dwellers. Punch and Fire. I know they have a Grove. I can see it. I might just play this tomorrow. I don't know. I'm not going to stress too much about it. I'm going to find a good teamer list and tune it a little bit, or I'm going to tune this deck, and I'm going to be pretty happy either way. Interesting. Sylvan. Okay. That's not bad for us, actually. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to start... I'm going to Brainstorm to start this. They haven't been dredging Loam. It would be nice to find a Brazen Borrower. Interesting. I don't think I want the Young Pyromancer or the Winter Orb. I don't think that's what I really need to do right now. Let's get some information here. So let's just start by Surgicaling Loam. No. Awkward. What are they gonna do? If they have Crop Rotation... I think I want to cast all these spells this turn. And that's going to put them... And I have a blocker for their thing. For their Merit Lodge. Yeah, let's just get some information. Let's just Surgical their life alone. They don't have, like, Lightning Bolt. They probably would have cast that right now. If they just have Dug Depth in hand... Crop Rotation... Did they do a Crop Rotation? That makes sense. They can't really afford to, like, Crop Rotation for, like, Maze or, anything else right now. Like Glacial Chasm. Let's just Preordain. I'd really like to find a Brazen Ball, obviously. Wasteland's probably going to be too slow. Because if they find any land, they can just Crop Rotation and do their thing. It's a matter of what they're going to play around. But Brazen Borrower doesn't really... They can't really play around Brazen Borrower at all. And do we need to maximize our chances to find Brazen Borrower, or do we need to hope that they just pass the turn with Confrontation up? That's kind of what, this is coming down to in my head. I think it's too... They're going to just play around Wasteland. So, and if we find Dave's, then we can slow them down a turn. So, yeah, I'm going to bottom. Because Dave's, Brazen Borrower are both what we want to find. So here, we're going to be in a situation where we're going to have to Delver block. We can play Young Pyromancer, and we could potentially chain just enough spells in order to get them here. Of course, if they don't play land, it will have been awkward for us to do what we did. Because then I'd rather have... Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're just going to make it now. There's no way they don't play around Wasteland. Yeah, okay. Yep. Okay, so we're going to play Young Pyromancer. They have Exploration in hand. We're going to block here. And if we draw enough cantrips, we can just kill them with the Spike Dragon. We also have Spike Dragon as like a blocker, too. So we have a couple turns here. We went 4-1, Maverick. So not bad, not bad. Always happy with a 4-1. Sure. Okay, so now we basically just need to find Brazen Borrower, but if we do, we're hanging in there. And this deck also plays a lot of cantrips, so yeah, sure, that makes sense. Oh, actually, that's arguably worse for them if we draw Brazen Borrower, but that's such a good one. Okay, well, we have to chump block this turn. Do I surgical? No, I'll hold it for potentially Grove. Or like a Punishing Fire. Oh, they have Red Blast. Oh, okay, no worries. Cool. Yeah, I mean, a matchup stuff. So, Spike Dragon would have given us another turn. Cool. So, yeah, let's get another one. I'm feeling alright here. Ooh, nice. If you told me my opponent was on combo, I would keep this. But I do not have that information, so I'll mulligan. Okay, and yeah, easy mulligan. And easy keep. Big Bad Ogre, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. So we're gonna put Mountain on the bottom. And we want both lands, Delver, and a cantrip, and a Daze. So I'm going to put the Preordain on bottom. And that's because if we can Daze a land back to our hand, we can start to generate like a little bit of like advantage that way. I'll just get an island here. I think that's fine. Starting an island. LED. Okay. Double LED. Alright, alright. If this is Chalice into Echo, that's like difficult. I'm gonna Daze the Chalice. The reason it's difficult if they have, like, Echo, because they pay for the days by discarding their hand, and then they Echo. Although the Delver can do some work there. And if we draw enough forces, it could be reasonable. Yeah, first aim would have been substantially better here. Maybe not. Honestly, Delver's, like, pretty important in this matchup. Wasteland. That's a red draw. So let's go no reveal, island, attack for 1. I'm only brainstorming if they put something on the stack I need to hypothetically answer. Yeah. They found an Echo. Let's see if they're going to commit to it. If I were in this situation, I'd be pretty tempted to... And they tapped the Mox Opal, so I bet they have other marks in hand. That's my guess. Yeah, okay. So they are probably going to do it. Ooh, what's this? Hull Breacher as well? Well, that's rude. Okay. Cool. Not a great showing so far, but variance is a part of Magic, so it's not particularly something to be too concerned with. Pyroblasts and a Braid for sure. Soul Guide Lanterns and like Surgical don't really do what I want to do, or like, yeah, they don't really do much in the matchup, honestly. Like, you just can't really get rid of an Echo, like, on time. So, Brazen Bow is fine, though. I like that. I don't really care too much for True Name. It's just, like, kind of slow, and we're already bringing in the Brazen Bow. I do like trimming some number of the removal spells, and especially the Folk Bolts. We want our instant reaction to be instant speed because of Hull Breacher. So, I also, this is the kind of matchup I side by Wasteland in, pretty happily. It's not only just that they have a lot of basics, but they have a lot of artifact mana, so even when we hit like an Ancient Doom, it's like not that bad. And then these last few slots are a little bit difficult to figure out. It could be another Bolt because we are bringing in 3 Power Blasts and 2 Braids. That's actually kind of reasonable because it's only good against... It's good against some portion of the deck, but I really don't want to draw too many of them. It's like pretty awkward. So that seems reasonable. And I think Spell Pierce is just like, whatever. It counters Karn. I don't know, if we're holding up for Chalice, like, that doesn't really interest me too much. Yeah, this seems fine. Would I like to play first? Yeah. Well, we're gonna mulligan. Yeah, this hand's good. Well, it's keepable, like, for sure. We need to find a threat, but we have multiple answers for the cards that are bothersome. Yeah, you could definitely play a Price of Progress. I generally like Blood Moon more in that slot these days. I feel like it's a little bit more of a haymaker, but it's also, on the flip side, it's also more awkward, for sure. I'm going to put the island on the bottom. I think Blood Moon gives you a little bit better of a game plan, but again, it's 3 mana, it's not burn, but like I don't think I play this deck much like a burn deck anyway, so I don't know. I'm happy to see them start with a city. We have their Braid, so that's fine. We're not going to fetch into the turn because we have a card we know on the bottom. Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to play the land, and because they could play Seed of the Synod, I think I'm just going to get rid of this now. Because it's not like we can ever Pyroblast this turn anyway, so You don't think they have City of Sinai in the deck with City of Traders? I don't know about that. Fornia, thanks for the follow. I mean, I don't know, like, what the specifics of, like, these deck building, like, restrictions are. See, City of Sinai right there. It's just, might as well play about it. It's free value. What else am I doing? Tangle Wire? What the hell? It's not like I don't care too much about it, but it turns on the Mox Opal. And it's still to be down a decent amount, but like, what I'm not doing anything. It still them down too. Yeah, sure, whatever. Tangle Wire. My deck list should be on Cardboard Live. I've updated it. If not, let me know. Yeah, I'm not gonna interact with Tangle Wire. Ooh. I could hold that, but now we have Power Blast up. I don't know. It doesn't matter too much. Yeah, maybe it's playable in pre-modern. I'm not sure. It's a cool format. Yeah. No reason to fetch. Is that all of them? Yeah. Yep. We'll just pass. We'll just wait out this Tangle Wire. It feels, honestly... Oh, Cast Haven, thanks for the follow. Feels like it's just not worth a card. So that's why I didn't really want to daze it. Interesting. Interesting card. I like the art on this. I have a lot of friends that don't like the art on Mirroring because it's just kind of like weird, but I'm actually quite a fan. So... Second Tangle Wire? It, like, still kind of doesn't matter, but when am I going to get to play another game? A turn? It really doesn't matter, so they tap. I'm gonna daze it. I'm gonna daze it. I'm almost out of this first Tangle Wire. Now, yeah, I'm gonna let it go. Ah, wow, what a weird situation. Oh, okay. Yeah. That worked out. I am going to hold this Volcanic Island in hand. Because I don't really want to tap it down. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold. They can't play anything this turn anyway. It was kind of weird for them to go for it, I agree. Because not only is the cone in the hand, like, decent, but, like... We paused for a long time on that Tangle Wire. I don't know. Interesting. I just want to resolve the 2 first. Oh, I don't get the choice? Okay. So it's just stacked in the most annoying possible way. What could I need to Pyroblast? Really nothing. But being said, I'm only tapping 2 next turn anyway. Yeah, okay. Why is this green now? Okay. Yeah, that play was, like, definitely a little weird. I kind of want to cast, you know, Lightning Bolt to Pyroblast here. Great. They found another Echo, so I'll have to be mindful of that. I'm just going to bolt the Emery. Tap, tap. Okay. Next turn I get to, like, Sprite Dragon. Because I could just Sprite Dragon, then I have to force the Echo. I really don't want to force the Echo. So let's just play a land. Okay, well, I guess that doesn't matter. I was thinking they wanted to leave the other one in place so they could tap it, but it's only going down to 1 anyway. Seems pretty likely that they are going to cast this Echo from the graveyard. Cannot target spell if it's blue, yes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tap just the Scalding Tarn, because if I draw a cantrip, I still don't want to fetch. But I might want to cast a cantrip. Any advantage having that in play? No, not really. I guess I can just go for the second Fight Dragon, but I kind of think I only need 1 right now. Because I want to hold up Force Negation next turn. Mox Opal's going to be off pretty soon here. Okay, so no tap skis. City of Trade is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, well, I'm going to force pitching Spike Dragon, and then I'm going to hold up Force of Will. Because now this is exiled. Well, thanks for the follow. Oh, Dr. Nicholas Warner. Your name looked a little weird, you know, without the cap on the necklace, but appreciate it. Hope everyone's enjoying it. Trying to create a, you know, a fun educational setting. Yeah, obviously if they just draw nothing but spells I have to counter, it's going to be a little annoying this game, but... Like, I could certainly still lose. I definitely need to draw something to get out of this, but... Well, not out of it, but I need to start, you know, getting into there. But we have a decent clock. Like, I could have just let the Echo resolve, but that seemed a little risky. Days. That's not much of a card. Get him for 3. Yeah, I'm glad glad you enjoyed it. Honda's good, but what if they have a Hope Preacher? I can't really play around it. It's not too bad. Sure. So they drew Hope Preacher. They're at 14. I'm actually going to daze my Ponder. Because that changes the clock from 4 to 3. I'm going to pay. And I'm going to give them the treasure. I don't really care too much about that. Interesting cards. I give them another treasure by preordaining. I'm gonna shuffle. I'd rather just find like Power Blast or something. Yeah, then we attack for 5. Like, we're not changing the clock anymore with the preordain, so I might as well just go in for this. That Hope Preacher draw was definitely good for them. Con. Drats. Okay, I think we're gonna lose. I mean, if I stopped one of the Tangle Wires, maybe that would have been better. Because then I could, like, get on board a little bit more quickly. That's possible. Maybe I just, like, thought the Tangle Wire was just, like, too meaningless. I'm going to Wasteland them. I'll hit the city. I think that's okay. Gotta stop the Micahs and Gladys. If we draw a Braid, we have a chance here. We have... Yeah, the problem is we had to draw it that turn, because now they can cast Chalice on 2. They've certainly gone against my assumptions a number of times here. There were definitely a couple of key points here I could have done differently that would have changed the outcome of this, I think. Let's see if they play with the LED. Right, it's whatever the spell you're casting is, whether it's the other. So Petty Theft is 2 mana and Brazen Bow is 3. They still, if they don't pay, they're giving us, yeah, we get one more turn to draw exactly Brazen Bow. Come on. Oh, we get one more turn to draw exactly Brazen Bow. Actually, now it doesn't have to be exactly Brazen Bow. Now we can draw a Braid or Brazen Bow because Spike Dragon is exactly 9. Lord, this game. Is this content? Is this quality content? Let's do it. A Braid or Brazen Bow. Look at us, chat. Let me make sure I'm doing this correctly. A Braid Ensnaring Bridge. Attack them for 9. No, I can't. I mean, if they have something, they have something, but that's the line. All right. Well, we definitely could have played that game a little bit differently in order to try to get the outcome. The key decision points, because I think even win or lose, you're always thinking about that kind of stuff. Not the first Tangle Wire was totally, I think it was correct resolved. The second one, I think we should have dazed in order to play a Spike Dragon earlier, so we can be clocking them. So even if they're drawing good cards, we can apply some more pressure. And then the other key points were not paying for a Ponder, so that they couldn't get another treasure, so they couldn't go Karn into Ensnaring Bridge, because that was a problem. Of course, they've made some clutch mistakes there, for sure. But nevertheless. So, let's see. I still don't really like Wasteland. I think I want Bolt more. They just have so many different cards that Bolt's gonna kill. Spell Pierce doesn't seem like it's getting better. I don't think Daze is getting better. Yeah, exactly, Tidal Disruption. Interesting game. It could be like just bringing Soul God Lantern. You know what? This is one of those matchups where, of course, not having no item on my sideboard's a cost. Quarter Cutting mills them to Echo Veons. I really would rather not do that. don't think I want Soul Guide Lantern. That card just... It's also horrible against Karn. But I guess, like, whatever, you just can't trip it. But then you draw it now. Yeah, I know. What a game. Okay, we can't really mulligan this. It's not perfect. City in the Chalice. I think I'm actually going to... Well, yeah, sure, the Monarch effect is something, but it's not like... It's not that good in this context. They have Hull Breacher too. Like, that's just not exactly what I'm looking for. If I force a negation this, of course it's awkward because, like, we kind of want to hit, like, Karn and stuff. But it stops an artifact from Oxel Bull. It makes us able to cantrip on turn 1. A Braid is still going to hit something meaningful. I actually kind of like this. If this was Force of Will, I'd probably hold it. Because then I could Force of Will, like, Embryo or something. But okay, so they have more stuff. Yeah. That's fine. Not perfect, but fine. Daze is acceptable. So let's ponder. Yeah, I like these cards. I'm going to keep the Bolt for sure. So Bolt, Delver, Preordain, I'll transform off Preordain. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. Nothing. So they have Hull Breacher in hand. That's my guess here. So let's go Island, Delver, hold up Bolt. If they Hull Breacher, am I going to Daze? Am I going to Bolt? I don't know. Haven't thought that far yet. I think Daze actually looks better here. Yeah, no, I still have the Braid. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. I'll just Bolt it. Getting Delver in play is really important. Ballista for 1. I'm just gonna Bolt the Breacher now. This isn't too bad. Like, they'll just trade with my Delver. Obviously, I just said Delver is important, and it is, but... A Braid's also really valuable. Like, I'm not gonna throw it away kind of a thing willy-nilly here. So, like, I could hit, like, the LED or something, but... I like these cards. I kind of just want to waste their city. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Like, sure, they get to play lands, but it stops them from being able to go Soul Land, play Karn or Urza, and play around. Well, I guess not Soul Land, but they could just go, like, Blue Land because they have the Lotus Petal. So, I'm gonna go top. I'm gonna waste the city. Like, they could have just been holding lands this whole time. But it just actually didn't feel like that, honestly. They only had 1 card in hand. Yeah. So we're going to go Young Pyromancer. This is a good threat. They only have 1 mana. If they Echo, I can Daze, get a token. They'll pay with Lotus Petal. Uh-huh. I'm a little surprised they haven't bubbled me, but... Chalice is fine because I have a Braid. It's also not too big of a deal anyway. I'm gonna play that because of Echo. And then I'm gonna attack. There's no reason to break the chalice now. Okay, now there's reason. And I will. So, let's see what they see. They see days. Destroy. The reason is now they have Mox Opal. And they don't have enough artifacts. Oop. Okay, let's see if we can draw a cantrip. Okay, that's not great. Oh, I'm gonna hold that. They know about days, so holding cards is good for information. They have 3 cards in hand. They play some expensive spells in their deck, and they also don't have the ability. They can only cast 1-drops right now, so. Well, Echo, I suppose. Sure. Spike Dragon's coming in. We're looking good. Not out of the woods yet. This has been a long match. Echo would be really risky for them to cast. Spike Dragon number 2. And we have, well, 1 short of lethal. If we cast days, we have lethal, but. Okay. Looking pretty good here, chat. Looking pretty good. Okay, so that's actually plus 2 mana, so that's pretty good. What is this? They know we have days. I'm pretty taxed into dazing anything here. Just because it puts lethal? Yeah. So they pay... They exactly survive right now if we draw nothing. Because they can block the Young Pyromancer, ping one of the tokens, and go to 1. Well, they know about days for a fact, because they saw it. So they're not dead right now. We have to draw something. There are very few cards in our deck. Not very few, but there are a lot of cards that kill them. Let's say that. Because any spell kills them with Spike Dragon. There's no way they can Echo if they have Echo. That is a spell. We will cast it. Petty Theft on Walking Ballista. Get our 2 things. And attack for lethal. Yeah, I guess because we're not saving it for Brainstorm. Sure, that makes some sense. Yeah, that makes sense, Jeff. Wow, what a match. Well, that's not like a shining example of the perfection that is Izzet Delver. I mean, our opponent made a lot of mistakes, and that second game was scrappy as hell. Of which we also made mistakes. Like, that was kind of a complicated game. I think they made some, like, judgment calls that didn't really work out, and we made some judgment calls. Like, they were like, oh, let's hold this LED for a while. But they also just didn't block, so maybe there was some just, like, mechanical errors as well. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for me. I'm pretty beat at this point. Hey, Corey, thanks for the follow. I don't have a clue what I'm playing yet. I'll probably wake up in the morning and look at some deck lists and kind of run with it. It's either Teemo or Izzet, I'm pretty sure. I like them both. But this was a fun stream. We played some Dimir Shadow, went 4-1, losing to chat. So, you know, that was pretty reasonable. And then we're 1-1 with this, but you know, it's kind of like you know, we're lucky to be here, so we'll take what we can get. I'm gonna try to stream again next week if I can. I've been pretty busy, so it's definitely getting hard. But I've been enjoying streaming, and I hope everybody else has been enjoying it. I've been posting my VODs on YouTube. The link is down below to my channel. You can subscribe if you want to see, you know, see anything I post there. I've just been kind of exporting them straight up into that. And yeah, let's get over to someone to raid. Is anybody playing Legacy right now? I mean, Caleb's great. Is Anurag on? I mean, Newbot's playing Pokemon, I think, which I love, but... Oh, no, we can send you over to Dooges. Perfect. Perfect raid. Watch some Maverick action. Technically the only deck we lost to. So I'm going to ship y'all over there. Thanks all everyone for checking us out, and I'll see y'all around.